Sean Diddy Combs, the Grammy-winning hip-hop mogul, has been at the center of one of the most high-profile federal trials of 2025. For over 6 weeks, the New York courtroom has been filled with intense testimonies, legal arguments, and graphic evidence as prosecutors accused racketeering and prostitution. The government's case rested heavily on the testimonies of 34 witnesses, including Combs' former partners Cassie Ventura and a woman identified as Jane, as well as former employees and associates. Prosecutors painted a disturbing picture of what they called freak-off sex parties, elaborate events allegedly organized by Combs and his team, where women were coerced into sexual acts with male escorts and others, often under the influence of drugs. The prosecution presented video clips, text messages, and financial records to show how Combs and his associates allegedly controlled and manipulated these women to protect his public image. Central to the prosecution's argument was the claim that Combs led a racketeering conspiracy, a criminal organization that used intimidation, violence, and bribery to maintain control over the women involved. They alleged that Combs' staff arranged hotel rooms, flights, and even obtained baby oil and drugs to facilitate these events. Despite these serious charges, prosecutors recently dropped some allegations related to attempted arson and kidnapping, narrowing the focus of the case. Throughout the trial, the defense took a very different stance. Combs' attorneys argued that the women were willing participants in consensual relationships with the music mogul. They highlighted romantic and explicit messages exchanged between Combs and Ventura, suggesting that these encounters were part of long-term relationships rather than criminal coercion. Notably, Combs himself chose not to testify, a decision confirmed after thorough discussions with his legal team. The defense also emphasized weaknesses in the prosecution's case, pointing out that many key associates named by prosecutors did not testify, creating gaps and room for reasonable doubt. Legal experts following the trial noted that proving Combs led a criminal enterprise without multiple cooperating defendants is a significant challenge for the government. As the trial neared its conclusion, the prosecution rested their case after nearly a month of intense presentation, and the defense delivered a brief rebuttal without calling additional witnesses. The judge prepared to give instructions to the jury, who will soon deliberate on whether the evidence proves beyond a reasonable doubt that Combs committed the crimes charged. If convicted on the most serious counts, Combs faces a potential life sentence. However, legal analysts caution that the verdict is far from certain.